Right now, somewhere in the world, a perfectly normal, intelligent adult is running naked through their old high school hallway, being chased by their third-grade math teacher, and they are completely convinced it is real. That person might be you. Tonight. Here's what nobody tells you: that bizarre, uncontrollable, sometimes terrifying experience your brain puts you through every single night. Scientists are now saying it might be the most important thing your brain ever does. Not sleep. Dreams specifically. And the deeper you look into why dreams happen, the weirder, and honestly the more fascinating, this gets. By the end of this video, you're going to understand what your brain is actually doing when you dream, why nightmares exist for a shockingly logical reason, what 5 cutting-edge scientific theories say about why we dream at all, and one theory at the end that will completely change how you think about your own mind. Let's go. Let's start with something that sounds simple but really isn't. What is a dream, exactly? Your first instinct might be, it's just random stuff that plays in your head while you sleep. Like a glitchy TV channel nobody programmed. But here's the thing. It's not random at all. Every single night, your brain goes through a carefully timed biological sequence. And at a very specific point in that sequence, it does something extraordinary. It builds an entirely fake world, with fake people, fake physics, fake logic, and then it convinces you that world is completely real. No VR headset required. No screen. No external input whatsoever. Just your brain, alone in the dark, running what is essentially the most advanced simulation technology on the planet. The question isn't just what dreams are. The real question is, why on earth would your brain burn this much energy doing this every single night? To answer that, we need to go back to a cold Chicago night in 1953. A young graduate student named William Dement was doing something that, at the time, seemed completely pointless, watching sleeping people through the night and recording their brain activity. His mentor, a researcher named Nathaniel Kleitman, had a hunch. He believed sleep wasn't just one long quiet state. He thought something active was happening inside the sleeping brain. What they found knocked them sideways. At certain points during the night, the brain of a sleeping person didn't look like a sleeping brain at all. It looked like the brain of someone wide awake, solving problems, making decisions, experiencing emotions. And the eyes. The eyes were moving rapidly under closed eyelids. Back and forth, like someone watching a fast tennis rally from the front row. Every time they woke someone up during that phase, the person would immediately say, "I was just dreaming." It felt completely real. That phase became known as REM sleep, rapid eye movement. And that discovery cracked open one of the biggest questions in all of neuroscience. During REM sleep, 4 wild things happen simultaneously inside your skull. Number 1, your body gets locked down. Your brainstem sends a signal that temporarily paralyzes your major muscle groups. Arms, legs, core, all frozen. This isn't a glitch. It's a feature. Without it, you'd physically act out everything happening in your dream. Every punch, every sprint, every jump, happening in your bedroom at 3 a.m. Number 2, your visual system goes into overdrive. The part of your brain that processes what you see, the visual cortex, becomes intensely active. More active, in some studies, than when you're actually looking at real things with open eyes. That's why dream images can feel so vivid, so sharp, so there. Number 3, your logic center clocks out. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thinking, consequences, and reality checking, goes almost completely quiet. This is why, in a dream, you can walk through a wall, breathe underwater, or have a casual conversation with someone who passed away 10 years ago, and not once think, "Wait, this doesn't make sense." It makes perfect sense. Until you wake up. Number 4, your memory recorder switches off. The neurochemicals your brain needs to form lasting memories drop to near zero levels during REM sleep. Your brain is essentially saying, "Don't save this." Which is why within 10 minutes of waking up, most of your dream dissolves like sugar in warm water. Gone. Like it never happened. Put all 4 of those together and you get something remarkable. A fully immersive, emotionally real, logically impossible experience that your brain erases almost immediately after. Why would evolution build something like this? Why would it keep it? That's where the science gets genuinely mind-blowing. Before the theories, you need to understand when dreams show up, because the timing tells you a lot. Sleep isn't one flat state. It's a cycle. And each cycle runs about 90 minutes. Think of it like a diver going deep underwater and coming back up. You start in light sleep, easy to wake up, aware of sounds around you. Then you drop into deep sleep. This is the recovery stage, where your body repairs tissue, rebuilds energy, consolidates physical strength. Try to wake someone from this stage and they'll be confused, groggy, almost drunk seeming. Then, about 60 to 70 minutes into the cycle, you shoot back up and hit REM sleep. Dream territory. Here's the fascinating part. The early cycles of the night are deep sleep heavy. Your body takes priority. But as the night goes on, the REM stages get longer and longer. By 5 or 6 in the morning, you might be spending 40 to 50 minutes straight in REM sleep. That's why the dreams you remember, the weird ones, the vivid ones, the ones that stick with you over breakfast, almost always happen in the last couple of hours before you wake up. Your brain spends the first half of the night fixing your body, and the second half doing something far stranger. For most of human history, nobody had brain scanners or electrodes. So people did what humans always do when they don't understand something. They made it sacred. In ancient Mesopotamia, dreams were treated as direct transmissions from higher powers. Rulers wouldn't make a single major decision, going to war, signing treaties, choosing a successor, without first consulting their royal dream interpreters. In ancient Greece, people believed certain dreams were sent specifically to deceive you, to lead you toward the wrong decision. They called these false dreams. Philosophers debated for centuries how to tell a true dream from a false one. And in many indigenous cultures across North America and Australia, dreams weren't seen as something that happened to you. They were seen as journeys. Your spirit, temporarily leaving your body, traveling somewhere real, and bringing back information. These weren't primitive misunderstandings. These were genuine attempts by brilliant minds to explain something genuinely unexplainable with the tools they had. Then came the 20th century, and everything flipped. A Viennese neurologist walked into the room and announced that he had cracked the code. Sigmund Freud published his landmark work on dreams in 1900. His central claim was bold, controversial, and frankly, kind of uncomfortable. Freud believed every dream was a disguised wish. Specifically, a wish your conscious mind would never allow you to act on while awake. According to Freud, the sleeping brain relaxes its sensors. The hidden, suppressed parts of your mind start pushing through, but they can't appear directly. So your brain cloaks them in symbols, stories, and imagery. Dream analysis, to Freud, was essentially code breaking. Every image meant something underneath. His student Carl Jung took it in a different direction. Jung believed dreams weren't just personal. They connected you to something broader, a shared reservoir of human symbols and archetypes that every person on Earth carries. The hero, the shadow, the wise old figure, the trickster. For Jung, dreaming wasn't just your own mind speaking. It was humanity's collective unconscious, whispering. For decades, this was the mainstream view. Dreams are meaningful. Dreams are coded. Dreams are your hidden self trying to communicate. Then brain imaging arrived, and neuroscience got very uncomfortable with both of them. Modern neuroscience doesn't ask what does my dream mean. It asks a colder, more urgent question. Why would evolution keep dreaming alive at all? Because dreaming is expensive. It uses significant brain energy. It carries risks, a paralyzed body, a disoriented mind. Evolution doesn't keep expensive things around unless they serve a real purpose. So, what's the purpose? Theory 1. The random noise theory. Some neuroscientists believe dreams have no meaning whatsoever. During REM sleep, your brainstem fires bursts of random electrical signals upward into the cortex. Your cortex, which is wired to find patterns in everything, panics slightly. It can't just sit there with static. So it does what it always does, it builds a story. Dreams, in this view, are your brain's desperate attempt to make a narrative out of nonsense. Like trying to read meaning into the shapes of clouds. Beautiful sometimes. Meaningful? Not inherently. Theory 2. The memory filing theory. This is currently the most supported theory in mainstream neuroscience, and honestly, it's the one with the most direct evidence. Dreams are your brain's nightly filing system. All day, you take in enormous amounts of information. Conversations, lessons, emotional moments, random observations. At night, your brain sorts through all of it. What gets kept? What gets compressed? What gets deleted? Researchers have shown that people learning a new skill, whether it's a musical instrument, a new language, or a complex task, perform significantly better after a night of sleep that included dreaming about that skill. Your brain isn't resting during dreams. It's practicing. Theory 3. The threat rehearsal theory. Have you noticed that a huge proportion of dreams involve danger? Being chased, falling, failing, being attacked, losing someone, showing up completely unprepared. Evolutionary psychologists argue this isn't a coincidence. Our ancestors lived in genuinely dangerous environments. Predators, rival groups, unpredictable weather, disease. Dreams, in this view, are a survival simulator. A safe space to rehearse worst-case scenarios, so that when something threatening actually happens, your body and mind already have some kind of practiced response. Nightmares aren't a malfunction. They're your brain running emergency drills. Theory 4. The social skills theory. Here's where it gets modern. In today's world, most people aren't running from predators. They're navigating something arguably just as stressful: other people. Complicated relationships. Workplace dynamics. Social rejection. Embarrassment. Conflict. Researchers believe dreams have adapted alongside human society. Instead of rehearsing physical survival, many of our dreams now rehearse social survival. Conversations that went wrong. Arguments we're not sure how to handle. Relationships we're still figuring out. Every emotionally charged dream about an ex, a boss, or an old friendship, your brain might be quietly working something out. Theory 5. The creative breakthrough theory. This one might be the most exciting. Because the prefrontal cortex, the logical, rule-following part of your brain, is essentially offline during REM sleep, the rest of your brain is free to make connections it would never make while you're awake. Connections between completely unrelated concepts. Between emotions and images and memories that have no business being combined. And sometimes, those combinations are genius. History is full of documented cases where significant creative breakthroughs happen specifically during dreams or in that hazy half-awake state just after. Scientists, writers, musicians, inventors, all describing the same experience. A problem they'd been consciously stuck on for weeks. And then, in a dream, something unlocks. Your dreaming brain doesn't follow rules. And sometimes, that's exactly the right tool for the job. Now, the one that genuinely keeps neuroscientists up at night. Ironically, it comes from brain plasticity research and it reframes everything. Your brain is not a fixed structure. Every region of it is in constant competition with every other region. If a part of the brain stops being used, even briefly, neighboring regions will start moving in and taking over that territory. This has been demonstrated repeatedly. People who are temporarily blindfolded show measurable changes in their visual cortex within hours, other senses beginning to claim that space. Now consider this. For most of human history, people slept in complete darkness for 8 to 10 hours every night. During that time, the visual cortex received almost zero input. Nothing to process. Nothing to see. From an evolutionary standpoint, that's a serious problem. If your visual system starts getting colonized by other senses every single night, your vision would progressively weaken over time. Your ability to accurately perceive color, depth, and detail could degrade. So what if dreams evolved, at least partly, as a maintenance system? Every 90 minutes, your brain generates a burst of vivid visual experience, not because it means anything emotionally, but simply to send one clear message to every other brain region trying to creep in. Visual cortex is open for business. Back off. Dreams, in this view, are your brain running a biological screensaver, keeping the lights on so nobody else moves into the building. This doesn't cancel out the other theories. It might actually explain how dreaming started, and then the brain, being extraordinarily efficient, found ways to use that same nightly activation for memory processing, emotional regulation, creativity, and survival rehearsal all at once. So which theory is right? Probably all of them. In different proportions, on different nights, for different people. That's not a cop-out. That's actually how evolution works. It doesn't build one-purpose tools. It builds systems that stack functions on top of each other until something ordinary becomes extraordinary. Dreaming might have started as simple neural maintenance. And somewhere along the way, it became the thing that helps you process grief, rehearse courage, consolidate knowledge, generate creative breakthroughs, and navigate the complicated landscape of being human. What strikes me most, after going deep into all of this research, is the humbling reminder of how much we still don't know. We have mapped the surface of Mars. We have photographed galaxies 13 billion light-years away. We have built machines that can learn, reason, and create. And yet, the 3 pounds of tissue sitting inside your skull, doing something it does every single night without fail, still holds mysteries that the entire scientific community hasn't fully cracked. That's not frustrating. That's extraordinary. It means the most complex, most interesting, most unexplored frontier in the known universe isn't out there somewhere. It's behind your eyes. So tonight, when the room goes dark and your mind starts to drift, pay attention to that edge. That strange border between being awake and being gone. Because on the other side of it, your brain is about to do something no computer can replicate, no scientist can fully explain, and no two people on Earth experience exactly the same way. It's going to build you a world. If this video made you think differently about your own mind, hit that subscribe button. And drop your weirdest dream in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what's going on in your head at 3 a.m. And if you want to keep going, there's a video right there that goes even deeper into the science of the human mind. I'll see you in the next one.